All right, guys. Let's see if everything is okay with the stream. So people are still connecting. Please write in the chat. Do you hear me well? Do you see me well? And if there is any problem, so I'll just text in the Telegram that we are running. Okay. Thank you for the first like. So in a minute or two, we'll start looking at the charts. Seems that everything is good on my side. All right. Okay, so I will not keep those people who are already on the stream waiting, and those who will join, who joined later, they could just trace back from the beginning, and the stream will be saved on the channel as usual, so you can watch it from the start. Trade Safari Social. Hello, how's it going? Okay, guys, let's look at the price. Bitcoin. There are several things which are important at the moment. First of all, the most obvious one is that we are here. I hope you do see my pointer. We are here at this area where the price is consolidating after the drop from 53,000. And last time when it was stream, I told you that we are likely to go to check this low again, or at least test the area close to that low. So we already actually did it, kinda. But still, there is a fair chance that we actually go lower to find liquidity below this low, below this minimum. So that area is around $41,000, $40,000 to $41,000, and it's also 50% Fibonacci retracement from the rise which we had from $30,000 to $53,000. Which the thing which I already posted on Telegram and Twitter, we had this, and this. Those are consecutive lows and highs going lower, and we actually see the same picture but the other way around on the indicators. The highs are going higher, the lows are going higher. When they see the pair of lows, it is the bullish divergence. We have the two bullish divergences. That there was a bearish divergence here. So every time there is a divergence which is confirmed, we see the price going down the opposite direction. So recently we had this one. So let me remove those lines which we don't need. So recently we have that divergence, and this is a bullish one. So it gives us a chance, a hope that the price will start to go up from here. But the divergence is not so strong. I would prefer to see the same one on the daily chart, but we don't see it yet. In any case, we may see 2, 3, 4 divergences like that. Usually it stops at the second one, and then we see the price moving higher from if there's a bullish divergence. So it would be very reasonable to see price going above that high, which is at 47,400, which is 23.6 on Fibonacci. So something like this. And then also there is a trend line for this channel, the lower support, the support of the channel now, it is resistance. So it would be nice to see this price rejecting from that line, resistance line, then going down to 23.6, or maybe a little lower, maybe to test those lows like this, something like that. And then when we find the support on this line, this level, then the price could go higher. If that happens, then it is a very fair chance that we continue to go high from here. And that would mean that this is simply a correction. The correction is for that move, which is actually the start for the new bull wave after the major correction we had here. The opposite scenario for that is if we don't see such positive behavior, if the price couldn't stop after collecting liquidity here, or maybe even right now, if it doesn't go up, then we probably go lower than $40,000, and this is another chance to reverse the downtrend. This is middle term downtrend. How we can reverse that? Well, first of all, if we see the rejection from that level and see the price going higher from here without breaking it and staying below it, if it happens, then it's another chance. 61.8 by Fibonacci is very often seen on Bitcoin when the correction happens, and that this is a strong level. Also, it is close to that low, so it's fair that fair chance that we will use it as a support. This is a second bullish scenario, right? So from that point, we may hope that the correction is over. The bearish scenario is that first we'll go to that area and we don't stop here. We continue go lower and we go to that zone, but 61.8, instead of going back above that zone, we'll start to consolidate here, maybe go below that, and this is an indication that probably, or with a high chance, high probability, we will see that the low, which was here, will be retested again. And all that thing is just the correction of that drop. And we are in the beginning of the long bear trend. So it's not the great news, but that may happen. And in fact, if you remember my 60%, 61%, 61.8% Fibonacci retracement node, is that we actually did 61.8 recently with the price of Bitcoin, and the price moved to that area and then rejected from there. So it again showed us the strength of this level, and in fact it supports the idea that this is just the correction of the first drop within the major bear trend here. Okay, that is about Bitcoin. So I basically roughly explained you what I'm looking at and how this situation should evolve to make us more bullish or more bearish. There is another thing which we should consider, is the reaction or like the performance of the rest of the market, because recently we see that some altcoins start to go higher than previous highs, and they actually stronger than the whole market. And the more we go from here, the more altcoins like that we see. So I'll just show you, for example, this one. This is Tezos, and Tezos is testing the previous high here at the moment. Well, it had a little correction from there, but in any case, so you see how huge rises are on Tezos, and generally we don't see such things on Bitcoin. We don't see such thing on Ether either. Well, it's close, but still we are within the consolidation of the previous area around here. So Ether is pretty weak. So after the major rise, major high here, we dropped a lot. But with Tezos, it's actually a new high. So we dropped, but then made a new high, closer to the all-time high. So such altcoin is stronger than the whole market, and generally it is a signature of the potential bullishness, overall bullishness in the market. And the more altcoins we see which behave like that, the better. Another one kind of similar, not exactly the same, is Polkadot. ticker DOT. So it didn't go closer to the high. However, after the drop, initial drop, we made a new high, higher than the previous one. Solana actually did much stronger price action behavior, and I'll go to the 4 hours chart right here. So that was the initial drop. We made the high, another high right there, and currently it's not the greatest picture for the hope that will go higher. I would say it's actually pretty bearish, and in fact all of others could do pretty much the same. However, this is the strength of, like, in altcoin field during that time with Bitcoin. Cardano ADA is doing very similar thing, at least did at that point. It's already followed, it is followed, it had followed the behavior of Solana similarly, so it dropped lower to the zone which was in accumulation. However, still stronger probably than Bitcoin overall if we look at the price action, and many altcoins do like that. On the dominance side though, we still pretty low, and as I showed you before, probably already too many times, that thing looks similar to this thing, and generally it might be the beginning of the bear market long term, as I showed before, as already mentioned. In any case, it's a very interesting potential for the altcoins to trade altcoins at the moment. Wherever they are going much higher or much lower, the volatility is our friend. For me personally, I would prefer to see a little bit more bullishness on the altcoin sides generally, to see more altcoins like this. So if we see more and more altcoins like that, then I'd say, okay, maybe that is the kind of a pivotal point is already passed, has already passed, and we see more and more altcoins going to the bullish territory. Then it's worth trying to find some altcoins which are kind of like this area or this area in terms of their price action with respect to those which already made a lot of gains. And then trying to find the setups, long entry setups for those altcoins. Currently though, while I don't see too many of them, I don't see too much of the confirmation for this idea, I would prefer to go short on such altcoins, because as you may guess, there are a lot of signs for the situation being overbought for them. Like even with Solana, as I showed before, it was pretty overbought. We had so many bearish divergences here. They were extended, and then finally we dropped something like this, 30%. So Cardano is the same, Ether is the same, Tezos is still holding, but well, I mean, I just look at some of the altcoins. Of course, there are so many, like IOTA, for example, also showed a very nice price action at the moment, at some point, and then there was a massive correction. On the other hand, yet it didn't make the new high, but it tries to find the support in the previous accumulation zone. So could be that potentially it will make a new high if the market supports it. What else? Probably with the altcoins, that's it. Generally, I would still be very cautious with BTC at the moment, because we see some like alarming price action on the general high liquidity markets like indices, S&P, Dow Jones, and the Nasdaq, because like that is not a healthy situation here. And probably we'll see that, well, I mean, I wouldn't say probably, but there is a high probability that we'll break that. And if we break that, probably the all the crypto coins follow. And if they follow, that's the idea where, right? So all the bearish scenarios will develop like an avalanche situation. And regarding the altcoins which I just showed, I still hold some of the shorts, so I need to update you on that. We did one trade which didn't play out because we didn't reach the limit order. So, oh, I will return to that a little later. That thing yesterday with LTC, I already posted on Twitter that this was a fake news. So LTC USDT. There was the message that Litecoin is about to be accepted by Walmart, and there were articles on Reuters, Yahoo Finance, and other sources, and even on the Litecoin Twitter account there was a post about it, but then it got deleted. But the idea that it was a fake news, although very, very convincing fake news, but generally like the idea of Litecoin being accepted in Walmart is a little bit crazy. In any case, that's what happened with the LTC price. We had like 35% rise, and that a lot of other cryptos followed, including BTC and Ether, by the way, but then the price returned back. So pump and dump with a major like one of the worst schemes which you can think of on the market. And generally you don't want to see that, because this sounds like a squeeze. We did collect a lot of liquidity above the price level, even higher than those areas, and we returned back down even lower. And well, if you exclude that area, then generally we're still in the same level. But a lot of altcoins suffered, and a lot of people suffered actually because of that. Okay, let's see the rest of the altcoins which I was going to update you on. So my positions are still the same. So, well, not exactly the same. Let me show you what I covered after the last stream. So I showed you that up to September 10th, and then I kept my position for a while. So I did try to short some XRP, which was a very huge squeeze. Tethys stopped me a couple of times. I closed my short on Solana partially, so you see that generally I made some profit. And Tethys is another stop order got triggered. However, for this one, it actually was much smaller, but the position size got bigger when I increased it. So here I added the position, and then I closed the position, so the average entry became higher. That's why the effective loss is higher. However, in fact, it was something like $20 or something like this. And it actually made me my current open position on Tethys not so low. So in fact, Tethys, at the moment, Tethys is going high. So maybe it's the time to make another trade on it. And actually, I do have an open position, not opposite, but the limit order sell on Tethys. So maybe it will be triggered. In any case, my close position still on a profit. Still going high, so you can see that the performance is growing, still growing. And on the trade side, let's see, Bitcoin Cash still on the short side. IOTA, I didn't close it yet. Solana closed only partially, still in the profit. And LTC still in the profit. A little bit in the negative. Not in the profit, but in the loss. Polkadot and Tethys, and actually I'm going to short them, and I'll show you my position range here. So my entry is 37.64. If we'll go closer to the chart, then you'd see that it's pretty much around that previous high. So 37 point, maybe 15 minutes, but okay, 37.64. So something here, right? So it's below that high, and I don't think that will go there. Another Fibonacci retracement is in the play, but it's higher than this. So I bet my entry on the fact that we actually go higher to collect liquidity here, make a blow off situation, but not going too much higher from that high, maybe even maybe don't go there. And my stop order is 40.116, so it's pretty high, right? I give this additional safety level. So I don't think it's actually higher than the all-time high here. So 40 round number, and I get here $66 as a loss at the moment. That would give me something like 0.5% of my overall capital on that account. So it's a nice trade. At the same time, target, I could set it pretty much everywhere. But even if we go below that low, something like $30, so it still will be a very, very nice trade, at least 1-to-4 risk to reward ratio. Don't follow that trade. That's just my opinion, as usual. And another one is Tethys. Tethys is a little more tricky because it's actually pretty close to that high, and I set it to 7.7, so something here, 7.764. So you see it's very close to the previous high, and my stop order is 8.16. So it's there, but still pretty close. So I'm thinking actually maybe I will modify that. I will make it $1,000, and I will go a little higher, something like this. So that would give me more stability for that position if the price goes too high, and still I will not lose too much. It makes sense, but I'm thinking about it, so I'm not sure. And the target order could be everywhere from 6.5, 5.6, because the liquidity should be collected below those lows if we are considering a little bit of a bearishness for this situation. So that is the idea at the moment for the trades which I have. We probably looked at most of the things which I was going to cover. So let me look at the chart. No messages, so you are not interested in the altcoins to buy. If you want me to look at some of those, just give me a shout. Send me a message in the chat. I see only, how many people? Are there only 3 people watching? Yeah, I guess. Hello, Long Run. You're on all of my streams, even in the Russian channel as well. Right? Yes. Okay, so we will stay here for a few minutes more. If no messages about the altcoins to look at, we will close this stream and see you in the next one. For those of you who are watching this in the after the record, then you can join the stream later. Next time I try to post the stream schedule on Telegram, on Twitter, so you can go there and find the update and the scheduled stream at some point, usually a couple twice a week. We'll do that, and then you can ask your question if you're interested in some of the altcoins. Okay, I see Long Run asking about the LTC. Okay, let's see what about LTC. So LTC news are fake, right? It's fake. That's clear. So we are not chasing the news. That went back pretty fast. For the LTC one, I'd say that it's already within the range. Well, yeah, I would say that it's still something like this. So we are within this previous accumulation range, and that was a huge area here, huge areas here. It's pretty similar to Ether actually. So you see that part. We are already within that part. For the ETC though, oh sorry, ETH, it's Ether, we are higher than the major accumulation range. So if you make this resistance / support, we're actually higher than this level. While for the LTC, we are weaker. We are much lower already, because there is no intermediate level to look at here. So we are testing the same level over and over again, and we are testing it now at the moment. After breaking it, that level becomes a resistance, and it's pretty it's not pretty, it's pretty ugly. So that's why it looks more bearish than the situation with ETC, with Ether, with many other altcoins. So I'd say that it's fair chance that we are going lower with Litecoin. Yet, of course, we have to look at the price action from Bitcoin. So maybe if the whole market goes up, LTC goes up with that, with the whole market. However, I think that there are other altcoins which are more profitable, and it's better for them, for us to follow those, like even Polkadot or Tethers or some others which I covered. Okay. Trade Safari social rights. I'm keen to get back into BTC. What do you see on daily? Let's look at the daily. I would say that actually, if you are doing like more frequent trading than like swing trading or long-term years, couple of trades in a year, then yes, it's actually better to stick with one major major instrument, major coin here, like Bitcoin, because first of all, you start to know how this instrument goes. You know all the tricks, you know where is the trend, you know all the patterns. Sometimes they repeat over and over again, and so on. So it's nice to stick with BTC at the moment. So on the daily time frame, as I said, I would like to see the divergence here. I don't see it, and I think that it's possible to see a strong divergence. But the thing which is definitely bearish is that we are already close to 30.8 for a while, and we see the lower highs, lower lows. So yeah, I would say that we need to test this once again. So it's pretty much same on the shorter time frame, but there's no significant like differences comparing with the shorter ones. Still pretty strong red candles. Even regardless of this one, you see a little correction to the upside and strong red. We tried to go higher, didn't make a higher high, and a red one. So and it didn't follow the Litecoin pump that's strong, like powerfully. So instead of that, it's just consolidating. Generally, though, so we were talking about daily, but on 4 hours is kind of better. I think you can draw a descending channel here. I would think something like this. Yep. So you see a descending channel, and moreover, here we had the level something like 44,000, which has been tested 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and we see the with exclusion of this wick of this candle. Generally, it is a descending triangle. Descending triangle is broken to the downside in most of the cases, and the target for this descending triangle will be something like $41,000, maybe a little lower. So that's what you would think probably here. Long run. So do you think that this LTC dragging market up will trigger full recovery? No, I don't think that it will trigger full recovery. And you see that it was actually not healthy at all. Instead of trying to hold that level after the pump, we corrected it completely. If you remember, we had something similar in 2000, what was it? 2018, I think. Here, I don't think we able to see it here. Let's go to alt history exchange, like Bitstamp. So we don't have a history on a 4 hours time frame. Let's see on a daily. So this one, yeah, it's not that strong on the spot exchange, but still it is there. So that was the pump which is associated with tether news and tether events. And then was it tether? I think it was tether. And then we corrected it, and then what would happen? So LTC at the moment didn't show us, didn't give us any boost noticeable, at least long term. So that's not great. Sometimes actually cryptos and Bitcoin including, they do this like double squeezes, so up, down, and then it starts to go up again, and we see the higher price. So that might be this situation, but given the fact that of the nature for this pump and dump, I don't think that it's valid. So of course LTC gave us that reaction, but that is not about the like major bullishness, like overall audience thought that okay, crypto is booming and we're all in. Instead, I think it's mostly like the algorithms and trading bots which support that move. Long run rights. Look at XMR. Very strange price action since yesterday. Yeah, I actually did look at it myself, and I even tried to look at the potential trades here. So you see at that point XMR gave us pretty weak behavior here, right? And it didn't make any like strength after the correction started. I mean, move the growth of Bitcoin and overall market over here. Instead, we are trying to go below than that channel. So generally, it is a major sign of the weakness. However, that drop made us to $240, so below the area of the support here, and then we returned above that zone, and currently staying there with corrections, with everything, but still. So I think that XMR might become something similar to those coins which are going up right now stronger than the market. I'm not quite sure that we should trade it at the moment, because it is good that it would be good to collect it somewhere here below this low, or maybe even here. But on the other hand, maybe we could try to see the strength of that price action here. So if we see another high and then support somewhere around 270 to 165, that area, that could be a nice trade. Then we could set a stop order pretty close to the entry, and if XMR continues to go same way as, let's say, Tethers or some others, then it would be very nice profit from such a long entry. And I would like to repeat that the other confirmation for all of this is that we see other altcoins doing the same more and more. So hopefully. And another comment, I like the stochastic RSI close to cross up. I think you mean daily time frame, which you mentioned before. Let's see. That is true. However, I don't think that, no, it didn't go too low. So I would show you first of all this. So Ether did this cross recently, and it stayed for a very long time at that area, and price continued to go higher. Only and even after those crosses, like bearish crossovers, we didn't see the major drops. We see continuation. So if the trend to the downside is strong, then maybe we should be careful at least with those crosses. So another option is like this. So we could see a little bit to the upside, like we see the correction of the drop, and then another low, and it stays lower. I mean, the stochastic RSI stays lower for a long time. So a lot of things depend on Bitcoin and the other markets at the moment. Okay, I think that is pretty much it for today, guys. So if you don't have any other things to look at, then probably we'll close that stream, and I hope to see you in the next one. Maybe more people will join. Price action XMR looks like Dash since 21st July 2021. Very similar. Dash, let's see, Dash, July 2021. Where is it? July, like this. Yeah, I agree. That's pretty the same what's happening here. Also, Dash is not that strong, right? So you'd expect, if you'd expect XMR doing the same thing, then maybe the rise wouldn't be that strong comparing with other altcoins. But still, it's still a nice trade. It is still a nice trade, and it's given the volatility being lower than for higher gains coins, you get more security, more insurance for your trade on that side. So it's also good. How Cardano looks like there is upside coming. Cardano, type Allah. No, I don't think that the upside is possible at the moment. So we see the red candles, which are pretty strong, and we don't have much of the bullishness comparing with the rest of the market. So Cardano, after making a high here, and I think it was the all-time high, not that far from this one. So it's actually, it doesn't give you too much of the gains generally. Like this was like $1 and then $3. Some of the coins give you like 10x. So in any case, that was a nice pump. Instead of holding above 2.6, we dropped back to 2.4, very close to previous lows, and it's a very, very fair chance that as soon as we're testing 38.2 by Fibonacci, we are going to back to 50%, but still there was already low here, so not so much of the liquidity. 61.8, the one which everybody likes. Generally though, Cardano, I think like very, very long term, I think Cardano is a very interesting coin, because we, at least from this formation. So if we see the price going lower and testing like 1.4, 1.5, maybe even a little lower, like 1.4, and then finding support here, and then okay, I'll make a quick drawing, and where is it? Here, and then something like this. Then at that point we could start to accumulate and set stop orders here, maybe here. It's more risky but more reliable. Well, risky in terms of the fact that your loss in the case of you are losing is quite stronger, quite bigger, but at the same time the chance that stop loss is triggered is pretty high. So one over the two, and then long-term Cardano is a nice project, very long history and strong fundamentals. So I'd say that it's a very nice chance that we see it rising higher than at the moment, much higher. But again, short term, it looks like it goes lower. Don't quote me on that. I'm just stating my opinion. Maybe we'll see like 10x from here and say, oh, I told you that Cardano is a nice project, right? Okay, especially with these smart contracts. But what about the smart contracts? So we see the smart contracts somewhere on here. Why we are going down, right? I mean, buy the rumors, sell the news, as they say. So we should buy rumors of the smart contracts around here and then sell them around here, or even there. Yeah, so no strength at all in my opinion. There are other coins which are better. My pleasure, Type. My pleasure. All right, guys. So I think that we are kind of ending with this, and that's pretty much it for today. So I would like to see you in the next video, and maybe we'll see some clarification on what's happening in the crypto world, and see finally some new price action, maybe more more bullishness, hopefully. All eyes on BTC anyway. So let's see how this divergence play out. That's it, guys. I wish you profitable trades, and see you maybe later this week on the new stream. Goodbye.